Arkansas moved down deep on a pass from Danny Nutt to James Shebus. Navy held to kick the field goal. Navy has come down deep on a pass now to Hine. Let's see what they can do. Second down and 9. Here's the naked rollout. There's the pass. Thrown too low. They have the tight end Mark Stevens open. That was the bootleg rollout by Byrne to his right, sending everybody else left, then bringing the tight end over. Nice pattern, Paul.
Oh, nice pattern, but they just didn't throw the ball. Byrne doesn't get him the ball. Watch, Mark Stevens is wide open. They're trying to cover with Lasker, the safety. Look at no one near him. That's Lee, number 22, but he'd have been too late. It was a touchdown.
All right, still third down. It'll be third down, still 8 yards to go for Navy. Just outside the Arkansas 12-yard line. Big play here for Navy. They don't pick it up here, they'll have to go for the tying field goal. They give it to Klaus up the middle. Klaus is inside the 4, and he stopped there, and it's going to be very close to a first down. Kevin Anderson stopping Klaus, but boy, what a jitterbug he is. He picks up almost 8 yards on the play.
Roll out, draw play, and they trapped up in the middle, and Klaus is there. He breaks it inside. He's about a yard short. They're going to kick the field goal, but watch Klaus. Back to his right. He sees the hole. Now look where they marked the ball. Now, so you got to go where the ball hits. The referee was right on target. The ball hit right on the line. That's exactly where they marked the ball, even though Klaus went further.
Todd Solomon, a junior from Jacksonville, Florida, comes in to try for the field goal. Has plenty of range. Bob Mish is in there to hold. He'll hold at the 11. It's a 21-yard attempt. And there's the kick, and I think we got an even-up game. The kick is good, and so we're tied up now. It is Arkansas 3 and Navy 3 as we're tied at Little Rock. Little Rock, Arkansas. ESPN brings you College Football Association action. Tonight it's Navy, Arkansas, and we're tied 3-3 early in the second quarter with 14 minutes to go in the half. Navy will kick off. That was Todd Solomon teeing the ball. Here's Carl Miller, number 30, had a 100-yard kickoff return against Baylor, which puts him in a tie with about 5 or 6 other Arkansas players for the longest kickoff return ever. He's had 3 kickoff returns this year, averaging just under 22 yards a return. He is back flanked by Calcagney and Warren, but the ball probably is going to go down to Miller. There's Solomon's kick. Not very deep at the 10-yard line. And here comes Miller. King gets a little crease, and Miller comes over the 30. Another nice return to the 32-yard line, stopped by Eric Wallace. And Arkansas has pretty good field position here as they start 1st and 10. Now tied again at 3-3. Other scores today. Alabama beaten again by Vanderbilt, 30-21. And it's going to be a long year in Tuscaloosa. Iowa over Illinois. That evens up things from last year for Hayden Fry and the Hawkeyes. West Virginia, what a great year they're having, but what a doleful year for Pittsburgh. That's 4 straight losses for the Panthers. Here's the keep and the option. The flags are down everywhere as Nutt made the option pitch out to Miller. But I think they're a little late getting that play on the way, or either that or some movement before the snap.
I was down in Baton Rouge last Monday night talking to the Baton Rouge Touchdown Club. What a fine bunch of people they are. And they are very enthused about their LSU team. 1 tie, they have no losses. We're talking about how big Southern Cal was. And I know there are a lot of guys that I played ball with in Buffalo from LSU, Gene Sykes down there. They were rooting. They had a few bob on it.
Matter of fact, there's some guys here in Little Rock tonight you played with, like Lance Allworth, who's come back here to join the great 1964 team celebrated 20th anniversary. 1st and 10 Arkansas, balls back to the 26. Give it the fullback Foreman, hitting straight ahead. No, it is Derek Thomas, and Thomas just rocks his way along for a nifty gain. Dropped by Mark Fearley. So after the 5-yard penalty on illegal procedure, Foreman gets that, or Thomas gets back that and more.
Well, this is just a wishbone here. When they go flex, we'll show you what the difference is on the flex bone. Wishbone is with the fullback first man that touches the ball. If the hole is there, he takes it. Thomas did that time, picked up about 7 yards, and he got second and about 8. When they go flex, they take the wings out, and we'll show it when they come into it.
Now here's the fake, and Nutt going back to the far side, and it is caught up around the 50-yard line by James Shebest again. Vince Macbeth, all he could do was hit him down after the reception. Perfect throw by Danny Nutt, and he's shown us he's got the good arm.
are afraid of Shebest. They're doubling up on him. They're going it short and long. Shebest is going to be with McBath out there, number 19. McBath makes the play, but that's after the first down.
Big plays so far have been Danny Nutt to James Shebest. The long pass in the first quarter, or second quarter, got him down deep, and they're able to score the field goal. Now Navy has come back to pull even. 59 yards so far, and 2 passes. Now here's a little flat pass that's thrown over ahead of Miller. Out on the flat left, coming up fast with Joe Papetti to cover the play. Deep backs for Navy. Eric Wallace, who is a great one, probably their best athlete, at one cornerback, and Vince McBath at the other. Their free safety is Mark Fearley, and Joe Papetti is the strong safety, or the rover back. Danny Nutt, who's pressed into service. Brad Taylor, who's just a few games away from becoming perhaps the all-time passing and total offense leader in Arkansas history. He's closing in on Joe Ferguson and Montgomery for those records. But he's out with a bruised leg, and so Nutt is pressed into service. He's looked very well. Here's Mel on the fake to fullback. Nutt keeps, cuts downfield over the 50 to the Navy 47. Gain of about 4 on the play to make it 2nd and 6. Mark Fearley stopped in 3rd and 6. It'll be coming up after the incomplete pass.
Furley is the man that really makes the play. Now watch Nutt come down the line. There's the ball to Thomas at fullback. He takes it out. He sees the hole is not there. Furley, number 41, comes in and makes the play. But now the option is being played by number 47, the man you see in your screen, Papetti. He's waiting for the trail man. So Navy played that extremely well. We got a 3rd down at 7.
Reference there was to Rear Admiral Charles R. Larson, who's superintendent of the Naval Academy and who's in attendance here tonight. 3rd down play for Arkansas. Not on the keep. Now pitches outside to Miller, and Miller's close, and I think got the first down. The final little lunge by Carl Miller when he was hit by Vince McBath, and that time Nutt looked like a veteran running the wishbone option play. He waited till exactly the right moment to make the pitch.
All right, Miller's up limping now, but watch this here. Watch the pursuit. Now Navy, you're going to see him come in. What happened was when they ran the play, McBath, who was the corner man, Vince McBath, 19, he made the play downfield after the first down, but someone had to take the trail man. They didn't do it that time. Going to Arkansas's left, they played it very well. Going to the right, they didn't have a man on the trail person.
That's 3 out of 5 3rd down conversions for Arkansas. Now they're back in the full house wishbone backfield at the Navy 40. First down, up the middle of the fullback. And it's Derek Thomas plunging right inside the 40 to about the 37. It'll be 2nd down and 7 coming up for Arkansas. Navy defense now getting ground. Mike Taylor, weak side linebacker, who's been sparkling so far for Gary Tranquil's defensive team. He's been one of the real surprises. A junior from Winchester, Virginia. As you look here at the Arkansas huddle, his score shows 3-3 tie with 11:23 to go in the first half. Facing Nutt now is 2nd down and 7 at the 37 of Navy. Gives to the fullback, and coming back here, breaking through is Thomas for first down and more. Inside the 20, stopped about the 16 or 17. Joe Papetti. Navy having troubles here with the Arkansas fullbacks, and Thomas is coming even stronger than Foreman.
If you overload and if you pursue too fast, what happens is they cut back. Take a look. The blocking is there. When you cut back into the inside like Thomas does right there, the only guy is the rover back or safety man, Papetti. But that's after he picked up about 15 or 16 yards. They're inside the 20 at the 17.
One of the spots Navy had to build his defense was linebacker. And you see the problem he had, a crossing play here with Miller trying to counter, and Mike Taylor's waiting for him in the vicinity of the line of scrimmage. And there's Mrs. Gary Tranquil getting a view of things here. Lovely looking lady.
Nervous lady.
And a nervous husband. A nervous game.
Tranquil is not tranquil.
Not at all. Ball spotted at the 17. 2nd down and 9 to go for Arkansas. Now that sends Lubers off wide to the left. Shebest is not in there. And he splits out Eddie White, his tight end, to the right side to give him 2 wide receivers. But he had that wishbone full house backfield.
There's a flag here.
That was encroachment by Arkansas. Over here is with referee Wendell Shelton. So that's an automatic 5-yard walk-off against Arkansas.
You know what happened? Eddie White, who is supposedly a tight end number 28, and he goes out to the outside, and he crossed the line of scrimmage. Then he came back. You're not allowed to do that. You can go out and move around as long as you don't go over the line of scrimmage. That time, Eddie White did that. They called a penalty on him, and they take Louders out.
Defense can do that if they get back before the snap.
Exactly.
Shebest is back in. Split out to the left side. He's a dangerous man. They got double coverage set up on him. Here's Arkansas. Here's Nell in the front looking for Shebest. Throws the end zone for Shebest. And it is no good. Shebest running the post pattern. That time Eric Wallace was back there. Had a good chance to intercept the ball.
Eric Wallace was back there. But I don't know if we have the wide shot on this or not, but I'm going to tell you something. There were 5 Navy people back there covering Shebest because he's been throwing it. Take a look at it. Nutt gets hit after he delivers the ball. That's no problem there. But watch here. Here goes Shebest. And when it ends up back here, Eric Wallace, he slows down. He trips. Eric Wallace converges on the ball. But look at all the people downfield. Everybody is covering Shebest. Somebody's going to be open. Oops. There's a dog.
They made a note of number 25. The Navy defenders did. It's now 3rd down, 14. Here's Nutt, needs a big play. Going to Shebest in the corner, and it is incomplete. Almost a mistake by the Navy player, Wallace. He cut in front trying for the interception and missed it. And Shebest easily could have had a score on that play.
Oh, twice we've seen the defensive backs make a mistake. This time Eric Wallace does. If he picks it off, he's got a lot of running room. Nutt's throwing, but watch Eric Wallace. He has a break on the ball, but he overruns the ball. Doesn't get his hand up. Got his hand in the face of Shebest. Look at Nutt. He's not happy. He said, wait a minute. If I hit you in the hands with the ball, you're supposed to catch it.
I think what happened is that Wallace went off and screened the ball away from Shebest. He couldn't see it. Now the field goal attempt will be 38 yards here by Greg Horn. He was 4 for 6 last week. Here's to get plenty long enough. And it is good. Arkansas has moved ahead again with 9:49 to go in the first half of play from Little Rock. Arkansas 6 and Navy 3. With 2 field goals, Edge back ahead 6-3. Now Villarreal will kick off for the Razorbacks. Eric Wallace and Rich Klaus are deep at the goal line for Navy. 9:49 to go in the first half on a perfect football evening here in Ozark country of Arkansas. Another strip kick by Villarreal, and it's covered here by Navy man around the 23. I think it's John Berner, the fullback, number 28. So Navy will start inside its 30, 1st and 10. They're spotted on the 28-yard line. Villarreal was the placement kicker for Arkansas. He missed an extra point last week before, and he got fired and replaced by Horn, who promptly tied an Arkansas record with 4 field goals. That was last week against Tulsa. And here, Horn has kicked 2 more tonight. Eric Salbard down at fullback. Here's the tailback bursting through. There goes Mike Smith gets a good opening, but penalty flags fly everywhere. Greg Laska made the stop. Tranquil's come in with fresh running backs, and Mike Smith, a tailback, a sophomore from Ironton, Ohio, and Eric Sauerbrey, a junior from Eastman, Georgia. Illegal procedure against the Navy. That's going to cost them a sizable gain. Also illegal use of the hands. So that could be a major penalty. Half the distance coming up against the Midshipmen. Well, that was some opening there. I'm telling you, Mike Smith just exploded through. Navy also has got its second line offensive lineman in. Frank Bijak and Pat Hoffman at tackles. Chris Castelli and Mark Miller guards, and Doug Rhodes gone to center. Navy's now 5 for 9 in passing, 58 yards.
I like it. I'm looking for the big old Sal. They brought him out earlier, Big Red, but they took him back in. That big hog, they don't let him out of that cage, do they?
Now they take the long penalty, declining illegal procedure. Half the distance back to the 11. So it'll be first down. They've got to go all the way to the 33-yard line. So it's 1st and 22 for the Navy, back deep in a hole. There are the passing figures here for Bill Byrne. In the backfield with him, Mike Smith and Eric Sauerbrey. 33 there is Chris Weiler, who's the split end. Great hands. He was much like James Shebest of Arkansas in that regard. Florida State leading Temple 21-6 in the second quarter. Florida State having a great year. South Carolina leading Georgia. That'll be a surprise if the Gamecocks can come back after Georgia beat Clemson a week ago. Here's the pitch, circling wide left goes Smith, and Smith runs out of territory around the 15. Not much of a gain. Greg Gatson in at right cornerback for Arkansas on the stop. Big Red 6 is the reigning Razorback here, and he is here. That's not him.
Second down.
That's a facsimile, but Big Red is here in his cage, subdued a little bit. They've had some of these Big Reds down here have gotten loose and torn up the pea patch in the Region Farms. Matter of fact, one of the farmers cut loose with his shotgun and did away with one of them. Driving his burn. Back to zone 5. Throws a little short one on the middle of Smith. Mike Smith out of the backfield. Doesn't get enough for a first down. Stopped on the 20-yard line. Nick Miller, the linebacker, in there to cover that zone. And it'll be third down, about 3.5 yards to go.
Watch this defensive secondary drop. They're doubling up on both outside people. They're going with the linebackers and the cornermen. No place to throw in there, so they have to dump the ball off. When you do that, it's in front of the linebackers. You're only going to pick up 5 or 6. They dictate, when they run a defense like that, and they ran it as well as they did there at Arkansas, they dictate what Navy can do.
3rd and 13 it is. 3rd and 13.5, 14-yard line. Here goes Byrne. Needs a long play. Little squib kick. And it is broken up. That ball was tipped by defender Raven Caldwell. And was almost taken by a Navy lineman. Now, lineman's eligible to catch the ball. Arkansas fans saying that was a lineman, but remember, that ball was tipped. That's a loose ball, 3 ball.
Raven Caldwell, we talk about him, the wild man. Look at that. They come out to block him. I couldn't see who it was. I think it was the fullback, but Raven Caldwell is the man that hits the ball up in the air. He just got rid of the offensive back blocking him over top and made the play.
Here's a tough spot for Navy. Colby stands back inside his 10. Wide, and Arkansas expects to get good field position. Oh, it's a great punt, though. Driving wide, backpedaling inside his 35. Comes from the 34 to the 40, and then he is hit with a crunching tackle around the 43-yard line, where Arkansas will have it leading 6-3 over the Navy. Here in Little Rock, Danny Nutt replacing Brad Taylor. And Rich Clouser, who's filled in for McCallum for Navy. Here comes the option. Nutt on the pitch out. Gets outside to Edmonds, and he is driven over the sidelines, close to the 45-yard line. Vince McBeth on the hit by Bobby Joe Edmonds, who may be the fastest of the Arkansas halfbacks. Arkansas halfbacks are more the role of fullbacks physically than they are halfback. But this guy is a true halfback. Elusive, explosive, with great speed. Miller and Foreman, Tatum, all power runners inside. And here's Edmonds coming off now, holding. Looks like he's holding his left arm or left wrist. And Tatum is going back in at right halfback. Out of the wishbone, play action. Nutt looking, fires off a little screen with a Miller. 45, Miller to midfield, down the rock to Navy territory. First down on the 47. Dirk McFarland, the middle guard, stopping him. But Carl Miller gets another first down for Arkansas.
They flooded the area down, and watch Miller. He fakes to the right, comes back. This is a true screen pass. Can't see who the Navy players on the outside coming up. Number 44, Eric Fudge. Even though he didn't make the play, made Miller cut back to the inside into the pursuit. Miller picks up the first down. Good running on Miller's part.
At the Navy 47. Danny Nutt has a first down. Play action, fake the fullback again. Nutt looking to Chibest. He's covered. Goes down the sideline to Chibest. Intercepted by Navy, but he comes down out of bounds. Does Vince McBeth. Sort of an incomplete pass. McBeth grabbed it. Mike Erie put good pressure that time to Nutt. And McBeth that time had Chibest covered perfectly.
Boy, that was a nice interception out of bounds over. When Nutt should never throw that ball to Chibest in that situation, because what they're doing, they're playing short and long. Eric Fudge is the defensive end, supposedly, but he plays that linebacker spot, backing off, playing short. And in that situation, you get McBath back there, and also they'll switch Wallace over on that side.
They got Chibest out there on single coverage, and here's Nutt going to Chibest down there, and it's incomplete. Well, a little bit high. They had Eric Wallace, man-for-man coverage on Chibest. Nutt saw it, and I think he checked off, Paul, at the line of scrimmage.
You know, they're running the plays, their pass patterns, Arkansas, just a little bit too deep. If you look at Eric Wallace is playing anywhere from 10 yards to 11 yards off of Chibest. And once Chibest comes off the line of scrimmage, now Wallace is retreating. So if he goes down there anywhere from 8 to 10, that pass can be complete if they throw it quick. But with the play action in the backfield, you can't just stand up and throw the ball.
Looks like Ken Rouser is strong to fit in. The Navy's injured. Fuller's in there. Here's Nutt. Chased out of the pocket. He's going to have to run with the ball. And he's pulled out behind the 40, short of a first down. Matt Kirby that time running down Danny Nutt as he tried to pick up long yardage on third down. It'll be 4th and 3 at the Navy 40. And we'll look for the Arkansas punter, Greg Horn, to come on the field.
No, they're going to go, I think.
Going to go for it?
Oh, sure.
It's a pretty good field position to give Navy.
You bet it is.
3-point lead. Navy's been pretty strong with good field position, but these coaches love to gamble, both of them. So Ken Hatfield's going to take a shot at it right here. 4th and 3 at the Navy 40, leading by 3. Foreman's back in there at fullback. Now they're going to try to pull Navy off sides, and he tried to avoid the penalty. And the score, Arkansas 6, Navy 3. And we'll be right back to Little Rock. Scrimmage at the Navy 40.
Greg Horn pops this ball. It hits about the 3-4 yard line and bounces back. And Greg Horn is just standing there and watch where the ball hits. And then it bounces back, and there are 5 Arkansas Razorbacks down there to fall on the ball. Navy's going to have the ball inside the 2 coming out.
Well, Navy's really back in a hole now. That was a great punt by Greg Horn. Tranquil comes back in with his frontline offensive linemen. Gable, Long, Sears, Rhodes, Coombs, Stevens around the front. Byrne, Klaus, Burner on the backfield with Weiler and Hine at the wide spot. And they give it to Klaus, who just comes 9th in off tackle up close to the 5-yard line, tripped up by David Basil. Trying to get a little room down there in case they have to kick on 4th down.
You know, you look at a play like that, and you think, well, if Klaus keeps his head up, he can go a little bit further with the ball, maybe pick up a first down. But the most important thing is that he's got to get his hands on the ball, wrap both arms around it, Jim, not to fumble down here, and just give them a little bit more breathing room.
Yeah, turnover down here can be disastrous. 2nd and 8. They give it to Klaus again. He tries the left side, nothing going. Arkansas met him with force at the 5-yard line and stacked up the play. So that'll be 3rd down coming up. 7 yards to go.
David Basil, number 53, will come up over the top. Just take a look at it. Here comes Klaus in there. Watch 53 on the top. And he's sitting in a position to pop right there. No place for Klaus to go, and just drives him back. That's good football position. He just got himself square with the line of scrimmage like the back is supposed to be when he comes through the hole. Met Klaus, no gain.
Arkansas coach Ken Hatfield said his kicking game was something to hang his hat on. And it's put Navy in a bad spot. Here's Byrne to his own end zone. Byrne throwing the sidelines. Caught over there by Hine for a first down. What a clutch play that was. Ken Hine grabbing the sideline pattern from Bill Byrne, who had to lay it in there just perfectly. Flirting with a disaster all the way, but he pulls it out. 1st and 10 for the Midshipmen.
And believe me, that's a tough pass to throw, because what's happening is Bill Byrne is running to his left, and he's going to throw the ball with his right hand, and also to hit Hine as he's going out of bounds. That's perfect. Couldn't put it any better.
Boy, they say to hit a player going away from you is one of the toughest passes there is.
It really is.
There's the pitch on the sweep to Klaus. Runs the short side of the field. Bumped over the sideline by Nick Miller, an inside linebacker. Well, we have an interesting score in here from Charleston, South Carolina. Pay attention, Paul.
Got it.
East Tennessee 2 at the half. The Citadel 6.
Citadel Bulldogs. They'll kill them.
That's Paul McGuire's alma mater, and doing well, thank you. Gain of 2, 2nd down and 8 for the Navy at their own 21-yard line. Arkansas leads 6-3 with 5.5 minutes to go in the first half. From Little Rock, Arkansas. Navy trying to get out of the hole. Bill Byrne hit the clutch pass a moment ago. Now he runs the delay play. Here comes Klaus looking for room. Breaks through 30. First down, 32. Rich Klaus trying to make somebody forget Napoleon McCallum, which they never will at Navy. But he's having a fine evening here in his first start.
It looks like a mix-up in the backfield, because both the fullback and the halfback, Klaus is back there with Burner, but watch Klaus pick his way through. Not great speed. That's Nick Miller, 47, trying to make the tackle. He doesn't make it. Klaus picks up the first down. Navy on a drive.
And Mike Smith now is coming to replacing, giving Klaus a rest. 1st and 10, Navy. They come from their own 2-yard line up to the 32. Here's a quick sideline pass to Hine. He grabs it short of the 40, taking down the 39. Ken Hine has suddenly become the key target for Bill Byrne, not Chris Weiler, who had been the top receiver in the last game or so. Hine now has caught about 3 balls tonight. He had 9 for 106 yards coming in and 1 touchdown.
All right, they brought in Lobb now, number 84, wide receiver. They've got Hine out to the top side and Lobb at the bottom.
And the tailback is given to Smith. Mike Smith cuts over the 45, trying to get to midfield. It'll be another 1st down for Navy. The Midshipmen now are rolling here against Arkansas, trailing by 3 points. A little over 4 minutes to go in the 1st half. Raven Caldwell in another play. Oh, the Hog fans love their football down here. And Arkansas's last tune-up before they get into the Southwest Conference. Don Hughes is in as a wide receiver to the left side. Rolling is Byrne. Looking back to Hughes. Over the middle he goes to Hughes. It'll be way long. He may have seen Hughes completely covered back here by Greg Gatson. Cherico was also putting some pressure in the face of Byrne. It's an incomplete pass in the event. And it'll be 2nd down and 10 coming up for Navy at their own 48. Stops the clock with 4:11 to go. Next week, Navy will go to Air Force, which is one of the first of its Arch Academy rivals to be played this year, and Arkansas will be going in the Southwest Conference action. Byrne on 2nd and 10. Caldwell coming. Byrne drills that ball complete at the 40-yard line. Here's Hines still on his feet. Fumbles the ball. Navy recovers on the 35. Mike Smith was down there to cover the loose ball. Nick Miller knocked it loose from Hine, but Navy hangs on and will have a 1st down at the 35-yard line of Arkansas. And we get a timeout. Looks like an Arkansas player was shaken up on the play. But the Navy Midshipmen are happy over this one. Well, he drilled this one in there,
Well,
Paul.
Bill Byrne drills it into Hine. Just take a look at Hines getting the ball away, but on the backside, he's going to take a shot. The ball pops out, and Smith is going to be right there to fall on the ball. Break for Navy.
Exactly 4 minutes to go in the 1st half. Arkansas 6, Navy 3, but Navy moving. Two-yard line, mainly on the passing of Bill Byrne, the sophomore, right-hander from Pacifica, California. There he is, number 15. They're down the Arkansas 35, 1st and 10. Here's a fake. Here comes the reverse. Running is Hughes. Hughes cutting behind the block at the 30. Penalty flag is down. Hughes is about 10 yards down to the 25-yard line, but hold everything. Penalty marker down. This could go against Navy here on some kind of illegal procedure. Kevin Wyatt was over there defensively for Arkansas. Watts referee, Wyndon Shelton, holding Navy. Well, they'll lose the 10 yards plus 15 more, and that's going to be a costly play indeed against the Midshipmen, who had a 1st down at the Arkansas 35.
Isn't that a shame when you waste a play that you've been saving through a whole ball game, well, a whole 1st half anyway. There's 3:37 to go in this 2nd quarter, and you have to waste a play. It's a 10-yard penalty.
It's a swing of 20 yards, Paul. The 10 they didn't get on the game, the 10 on the penalty. Becomes 1st and 20. It also takes them out of field goal range for the moment, where they definitely would have been at the 20. Now out to the left side goes Ken Hine. He's been the key receiver here for Bill Byrne in this march. 1st down play. Up the middle to go to Burner, the fullback. He struggles for a short gain, 2 or 3 yards. Wrapped up by the Arkansas defense. The clock now rolling with 3 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the 1st half. Halftime, we'll have all the scores and reports from you from around the nation today, and there have been some big surprises. So, and also at halftime, we'll take a look at some of the heartaches of the Heisman Trophy candidates for 1984.
Jim, you got to go back to that big tight end, Mark Stevens, because Greg Laster, number 3, is covering him man-to-man.
Here's Byrne. 2nd down. Going the sideline. Hines wide open. Drops it. Oh, Hines was wide open at the 25-yard line for a 1st down. Perfectly thrown ball. Hines, I think, was looking around to see how much room he had.
Look what happened. Even great teams can't do this. You have a holding penalty on a reverse. It brings it back. You have the first down. Look at Hine. He is wide open downfield. Jones is there with him. No problem at all. The ball hits him right in the hands, just not concentrating on the football. There is pressure on the quarterback. That's Beecham 99 coming in on the outside, but Bill Byrne had time to throw the football. When he hits your man, that can bring you down.
Navy's at 3 out of 7 third downs, but they have to pick up 17 yards on this one. 3rd and 17. Sidelines, it is Hine again. He gets it this time with the first down inside the 25. So Byrne, with great confidence in Hine, calls his number again, goes right back to 81, the senior. And the big Richmond, Virginia receiver steps out of bounds 1 yard beyond the marker.
Well, he's going behind the Rover 15, who is Jones, and in front of Wyatt, number 7, who is the corner. The Jones, the Rover man, he's not getting there. He's got to get to the outside, play that man. I know he's waiting for him to come across the middle, but when Hine doesn't do that, you've got to fly.
Navy now in field goal range, but hoping for more with 2.5 minutes to go in the half. But trailing by 3 points. Tailback pass is thrown at the 25. Loss of a yard. It'll be 2nd and 11. That big defensive play by David Basil and Gerald Jones. Jones has come back into service this week for Arkansas. He's been on the injured list. 226-pound junior from Cabot, Arkansas. And he's in spelling Frankie Lisco right now at right tackle for the Razorbacks. Both these teams have injured players out. Centers, the most dangerous receiver Arkansas is out in addition to their quarterback. Byrne on the drop on 2nd down, throws again, and he's got his man. It'll be a touchdown, I believe, to Lobb. John Lobb with a fingertip catch scores for Navy, and for the first time, the Midshipmen take the lead by a score of 9-6.
We are seeing mistakes by secondary people, mostly corners. Kevin Anderson, number 2, that time went for the ball again. Didn't hit Lobb. Lobb concentration on the football. Surprising Navy just interchanging their wide receivers between Wheeler, Lobb, Hine, Franklin. That time number 82 was also in the ball game.
That was Lobb's first collegiate touchdown. Now to try for the point is Solomon, and the kick is good. Now with less than 2 minutes to go, Navy ups its lead now to 10-6.
All right, we're going to see it on the outside now. Kevin Anderson, number 2, is the defensive back out there on Lobb. Take a look at it. They had the tight end coming underneath Mark Stevens. But here you are, you go through looking for the ball and not making a tackle. You have to play the receiver. If you don't do that, this is what happens.
All right, 1 minute, 50 seconds to go in the first half, and Navy is taking the lead. 2 more National Football Powers take the field for College Showdown Saturday, October 6th. You'll see it exclusively here on ESPN when Miami meets Notre Dame live. Last year's defending national champions, quarterbacked again by Bernie Kosar, had a shocking loss at the hands of Florida State. They'll try to bounce back. Notre Dame survived a scare from Missouri today. Alan Pinkett is their Heisman Trophy candidate. He's running wild. All that next week, Saturday, October 6th, live on your source for sports, ESPN. Paul, you'll be up in Buffalo celebrating a little
25th anniversary team. Yes, looking forward to seeing my old teammates come back to Buffalo. Look at this trick over here.
Well, that certainly is a happy guy for Navy. John Lobb has just scored his first collegiate touchdown of his career from Magnolia, Kentucky. He's a spunky little guy, only 175 pounds.
We had a penalty on the extra point, a 15-yard penalty, and it's going to give Navy the opportunity. And here's again, Jim, where they get penalized in that rule in college football. If the ball is kicked out of the end zone
on the fly,
then the ball comes out to the 30. Well, what you do in a situation like this is just put it on the ground, get it between some players so they can't pick up the ball right away, and it gives your people time to get down there.
The Navy kicker, Todd Solomon, has gone over near the left hash mark. And we may see some kind of a squib kick here, angle across field. And they might try to get Arkansas back in a hole. 10-6, Navy leads. 1 minute, 50 seconds to go. Arkansas led 3-0, tied 3-3. Arkansas led 6-3. Now Navy leads. So it's been an exciting first half. Be sure they try the onside kick. It's a pretty good play down here because they give up the ball to Arkansas on the 32, and the kick in the stands to get it on the 30. So that's a gamble worth taking.
Well, I'm not going to agree with that. I'm going to tell you why I don't agree with that. You're giving Arkansas excellent field position. I know you got something to read. We'll get back to it. Go ahead.
We'll tell you about the hardship of the Heisman hopefuls coming up at halftime. Look at some of the hardships. Of course, the Navy fans relate to that because of Napoleon McCallum, but so do Auburn fans. Bo Jackson's out. Bill Fralick's chances seem to be going out the window with the Panthers 0-4. So there are a lot of others and some new ones coming into the scene. So join us at halftime for that and the scores. There you saw the scoring drive. They run the delay now and the draw up the middle to Derek Thomas. Thomas gets maybe 6. Clock continues to roll. The minute 40 to go.
What I was going to say about that, the onside kick in that situation, giving Arkansas the ball at the 33, when you can pop that ball across field like you suggested the first time, or squib it down the middle where they can't get a return. Don't give them that extra yardage. That's what I'm talking about. You're giving them good field position, and they've got some timeouts to work with.
Well, what I was talking about, the gamble is if you win it, you really get something good. Back is Nutt. Nutt goes off a little screen to the right side, and he got Tatum over there, and Tatum makes it for a first down to the 45. The clock shows a minute 10 to go, and Arkansas is going to have to get to the air long if they want to get downfield. They have to get down around the 30, somewhere between the 30 and 35-yard line. The range for Greg Horn's about 50 yards. That means you'll have to kick it from the Navy 40 to pick up 3 points.
All right, here's where they break the bone, right here, when throwing down.
This is the flex play. Up the middle to go. They got a man open down there, and boy, is he smacked down. I think that's Ludens. Vince McBeth. That was Shebest. James Shebest. Arkansas has all its timeouts remaining. We're inside the minute now, 55 seconds. Razorbacks hurrying up here. They're getting down close. Have to pick up only about another first down. They'll be on field goal range.
The way Horn's been kicking, it looks like he's in field goal range now. He's been hitting the ball well.
Now there's the flex bone. You see the halfback set wide. Here's Nutt. Sideline again. He's got Edmonds. Bobby Joe Edmonds steps out of bounds, killing the clock with 48 seconds to go, and they very definitely are getting down toward field goal range. That's another pickup of 5 to make it 2nd and 5 on the 34.
I don't know. I just get frustrated sometimes when you sit up here and you watch Navy's defense. They've been doing a good job holding Arkansas to only 6 points so far in the first half. Now they're letting him throw anything they want to throw short, and they're letting him get into field goal range. Of course, that will only bring him up to 9. It'll be 10-9 at the half.
Ken Hatfield just put in his fastest tight end, Theo Young. See what he has in mind. Got Theo Shebest wide open, isolated inside the 30. And down on the 27. Boy, it was one-on-one coverage there with Eric Wallace. That was Wallace against Shebest. That's the best against the best as far as these teams are concerned in that situation. Shebest the best receiver for Arkansas. Wallace the best defender for Navy. Now there are 41 seconds to go. And here's Nutt. And he just grounds the ball, killing the clock, throwing it right at the feet of Bobby Joe Edmonds. And with 38 seconds to go, Navy can kind of settle up here. They still have 3 timeouts to call.
Yeah, I don't understand the play. See, I don't understand why you throw a play like that. Let's take a look at the scoring summary. We'll get back to it. Go ahead.
All right, in the first quarter, Horn kicked the field goal with 12 minutes to go after Arkansas's second possession, 25 yards. Arkansas led 3-0. Navy came back to score it. A long pass set it up. That was to Horn. Then Horn kicked the field goal. It was 6-3 on the second one, and now Navy's taking the lead. Nutt chased down the punt. Nutt's going to have to run with it, and he ducks into coverage inside the 25, down to the 24. There are less than 30 seconds to go before Arkansas calls its first timeout. Arkansas is right there where they could go for the field goal, but it's only 3rd down coming up. All right, now in the second quarter, pick up more scoring. 25-yard pass play from Byrne to Lobb, which was John Lobb's first collegiate touchdown of his career. And Navy led for the first time. That's what it is right now. Navy 10, Arkansas 6.
Okay, I'm not coaching, but I don't understand why on first down, when you have 3 timeouts, you're moving the ball, why you would take a play and throw the ball into the dirt, waste it down. Second time they go back, the pass not is rushed. He's got to run with the ball. They've got 3rd down and about 8 yards to go. They wasted a play. They still have 2 timeouts. They've taken 1. That part of it doesn't make sense to me. Your team is moving. Settle them down a little bit. Don't make a major mistake. What you have to do, which is imperative, you've got to get at least 3 points out of this drive. You want the touchdown naturally, but you want to at least get 3 points. Don't take yourself out of field position. Don't make a mistake. Now, in this situation here, Nutt with 2 timeouts remaining. If something doesn't go right, go ahead and take that second timeout because you still have that final timeout for your field goal kicker to get on the field.
Just under a half minute. That third down, over 100 yards. Not down the sidelines, intercepted by Navy, then dropped. Or the Navy man Fudge, Eric Fudge, who dropped off as an end, had it. Now Arkansas is trying to claim there was interference on the play, but I thought Fudge was right there for the interception, just couldn't hold it. Flag was dropped on the far side of the field, away from all of that action. Now there's the official referee decision or discussion. Wendell Shelton will give us the signal. Holding against Navy. Holding on the defense. Another break for Arkansas with 24 seconds to go. And this is going to push the Razorbacks in a little closer. You saw the beginning of the explanation there to Navy coach Gary Tranquil. Been a not interesting and I think pleasant debut as the starting role for Danny Nutt as far as Ken Hatfield is concerned. Passed for over 100 yards, and he has the Razorbacks in position here to regain the lead in the final seconds of the first half. It'll be a first down to Navy 14. Rodney Fort was about to come in, but now he comes back off. So Nutt goes out there. He's got Tatum at one half, Miller at the other. Fullback is Foreman. Wide receivers, Theo Young is in there. And here comes the draw play, and they run to Foreman to the 10, and he's through to the 7. Marshall Foreman. Arkansas caught Navy looking for the pass, and they sprung Foreman for a nifty gain of about 7 yards. 17 seconds to go. Arkansas uses another timeout, killing the clock. Now they've got time to get in with a touchdown.
That's smart timeout, that point there. They don't have the first down. It'll be second and about 3. But you're on a drive. You've got 17 seconds. They still have that remaining timeout. With 17 seconds, they've got 2 opportunities now, Jim, to throw the ball towards the end zone.
All right, at the end of the game, Paul and I will be picking the Chevrolet players of the game for the Chevrolet sponsorship program. Chevrolet then will honor these selections, donating $1,000 to each college's general scholarship fund. That'll help advance the educations of deserving students. And this is the 14th year for this program, and ESPN is proud to be now taking part. Well, Danny Nutt is over talking with Ken Hatfield, the offensive man. Nutt, who came out of junior college, Central Arkansas, a native of Little Rock, back here among the home fans. A lot of fans remember his brother Houston, who was the quarterback here before he transferred to Oklahoma State. So he comes out of the football family. Navy leads 10-6. Arkansas knocking at the Navy 7. Second down and 3. Arkansas fans are wound up, and here we go. Shebest wide to the right, and looks like single coverage over there with Wallace. Here comes Nutt. Nutt is looking. Nutt firing. Nutt's going to run. Nutt fires the end zone. Shebest, touchdown. Well, you can only cover the good ones so long.
Actually, this is a broken play because Danny Nutt was looking to the other side for Young, number 87, the tight end. And he found Shebest after he was scrambling in the end zone. We'll get back.
Greg Horn to try to the point after. Boots it right through there. Arkansas up by 3. But watch Nutt borrow time with his scrambling here for Shebest to get away from his man.
All right, there's Nutt. He's scrambling to the outside, and Shebest is running away from Eric Wallace. But look at the catch. Just fingertip control. You see Wallace is taken back to the inside. The man, number 87, Young, was the man that he was looking at. Watch Nutt look to his left. There's where Young was over there. Young is covered. So now he's going to come back. He's moving out, telling Shebest to move along the backside of the end zone, running away from Eric Wallace. But look at the catch. The ball's out in front. Beautiful.
All right, led him perfectly, Paul.
Can't do it any better.
No chance for an interception. And so Arkansas has gotten its first touchdown of the night. Comes on a pass from Nutt to James Shebest, and that's been the #1 weapon for the Razorbacks. Arkansas back in the lead 13-10. Navy will have only 9 seconds, and don't look for an onside kick here.
But I would imagine they'll keep it along the ground, though. They don't want Wallace to pick it up.
That's Ernie Villarreal, one of the 2 kicking specialists for Arkansas. The other one being Greg Horn. There's Wallace. Excellent player from Hampton, Virginia. He can break the big one. He went 95 yards against the Army. Longest Navy kickoff in history. Kickoff return. There's the squib kick, and the up back Stevens tight end takes. No, that's Klaus, and he comes up over the 435. Rich Klaus to the 37. And the clock shows time perhaps for one play with 4 seconds to go. Navy's going to get one shot at it at their 37-yard line. Trailing by 3.
Well, the way Ken Hine was running out on the field, number 81, the flanker, you're not that excited unless they're going to throw the ball to you. Just a deep pattern, you flood the zone, and just let it fly. Arkansas, they're going to back up inside the 35-yard line. They'll take Laster.
Well, look at Florida State. They're rolling past Temple. Temple coming down a little bit after that high beating Pitt. Now play action on the left of that. Byrne going for the home run, and he's going out of bounds, intended for Weiler, as time runs out in the first half of an exciting affair here in Little Rock, Arkansas, between the Razorbacks and the Midshipmen. Back and forth they have gone as we reach halftime. A 3-point lead for the home team, University of Arkansas.